Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Writing Gal Pals podcast, where we talk all things writing and reading.
Hi, everyone. So glad to have you back. I know you thought we stopped existing, but it's not true. Stop the rumor mill cycle, please. We're back and we're better than ever. Isn't that right, ladies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a little icebreaker. It's kind of feeling a little awkward in here.
Call us out.
What?
For friends. Awkward.
If you could have Casey's Macaron Shop design any flavor of macarons, what would you request?
An apricot flavor.
Ooh, did not expect that. Okay. Just a big apricot person?
I actually... Okay. I am, and I went to a dinner on Tuesday that they made an apricot ice cream, and it was delicious. So it's at the top of my mind this week.
Yeah.
I'm going to go toasted coconut. I have coconut protein powder. I know, weird. It's so good. It's vegan. It's pea protein, a little bit of rice protein in there. It's like a nice mixture, you know. Got to keep my muscles really big. They're massive. Yeah. My muscles, they are.
They actually are.
Well,
I mean, you're not a bodybuilder. So for you, they're like, you're ripped.
So that Andre's like, Gigi, you are so weak. Like, thank you.
Okay, we all saw him fall in the video.
Casey just called him out.
I circulated a video. We have a ring cam in our backyard, and Andre tripped over the ledge he claims is not high enough for stairs, although I've asked him so many times to build stairs. Anyways, Michelle.
I'm going to go with like strawberry cheesecake. I love everything.
I have the flavor for
Do you have one
coming
already?
this weekend.
That was like a shameless promo. Did you really not know?
No, I didn't know that at all. I've been terrible, and I've like not paid attention to anything. No, because I'm such a chocolate person. I gravitate toward chocolate for everything. But like if there's anything that I'm going to grab that's not chocolate, it's like that strawberry cheesecake flavoring. Wow. So yes.
And you know, I almost brought some of those for you instead of flowers.
No, I can get them on Saturday.
Perfect.
Casey, what about you?
Okay, I've been thinking about cookies and cream macarons since we talked about them with Becca.
My roommate has requested those
Love
from
it.
Casey. Yeah.
So that's all I've thought about is like, I got to get gluten-free macarons because I want them to stay gluten-free, or Oreos.
Well, you could use the gluten-free Oreos.
Yeah, so that's what a lot of people do. So I think I'm going to do that and just eat them all myself.
Yeah.
So those are for me, myself, and I.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If anybody is listening before Saturday, June 1st, May 31st.
May 31st.
Both Casey's Macaron Shop and Spoon Booksellers will be at Sun and Soil Plant Parlor for a little pop-up. Be there, be square, 10 to 3.
I love that.
Thanks,
Thank
Gigi.
you.
You're welcome. So, not to lead the conversation, but I'm going to. Last time we chatted, it was all on everybody's plan that we would read as a club Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Now, there's a very specific reason for this, and that was because Michelle was going to see Frederick. I can call him by his first name.
Yes.
How was that?
Valid. It was so great. Honestly, it was so cool. It was cool because a couple reasons, but it was at a church, and so you're not like, I've been to things that are a theater or whatever, and so you feel like you're super far away and you're just watching this little guy on a stage. And it felt, I mean, obviously there's a lot of people there. There were a lot of people there, so it wasn't like you're right there. But it was very cool. Like, you just felt like you were actually in the room with him. He is hilarious. He's super funny, but it's all self-deprecating. Like, he's very, very uncomfortable, and he talks about that all the time. But it was really, really cool. And it was actually, so he's funny, and his recall humor is hilarious. And just like, you could almost tell he was one of those, the person who was interviewing him, and I should know her, and she's an older woman, and her name's like Mary Ann something or something like that. And then I looked at her books, and I was like, oh, I think I know her, but just visually. Anyway, you can tell she was almost like just wanting a normal interview conversation, you know what I mean? Like, And he's all over the place. But then he got really, really emotional. So he talked about, I just started reading My Friends. We'll talk about what we're reading later. But he was like, this book was just really, really hard for me to write. And he talked about the fact, so the main character, or one of the main characters in the book is this really famous writer, and he's very awkward, and he hates the light of everything, and he hates the interviews and all of that. And he's like talking about the fact that you build yourself into a lot of these characters, and you can tell just by who he is that this is what he hates. Like, you can tell he hates all the stuff. He talks about his wife and how she's the one that deals with all the movie deals and the interviews, and he just shows up, but he got really emotional about it. And then he said, I guess him and his wife had a conversation about this being his last book and him retiring.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, I left that conversation as the happiest I had been in years. And so
Did you just break that news?
I know.
Whoa.
Actually, no, which is really funny.
5 listeners.
I know, right? No, he did actually post about it.
Okay.
But it was just funny because not funny, but he did. He got like he makes you laugh the whole time. Then he like actually started to cry a little bit. Like, oh.
So he was speaking English, right?
He was, yeah. He is Swedish. He does have a pretty strong accent, but he's good.
Well, because I'm just curious. I've heard does he write his book in Swedish?
I think he does.
Okay.
So like Beartown, I forget who.
I haven't.
Okay, I was going to say
read it
somebody.
yet.
It was actually I watched it on Netflix, but I watched it in Swedish. So yeah, I know everything starts off that way, and then he gets published everywhere else.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, I was just curious about that.
Yeah. But it's funny. And it's funny because I'm understanding, because he said that about the main character, I'm sort of kind of getting a little bit of him. But we go and we wait in line for like an hour and a half to get. I already had the signed copy. When John got tickets, he just got it all like pre-done. So it says Michelle. But if you want a picture, or if you bought a book there, like, you could wait in line. But you couldn't see where he was. He was off in like this little room, and you just saw this line. And the way that it all happened, we ended up at like the very end of the line. So like, no, I really want to meet him. And he literally, and I don't know how many of you saw the picture, but
I saw the picture.
It's literally like 30 feet away. Yeah. And like the lady came up and grabbed your book. Like, you weren't even allowed to go up to the table with him. And it was kind of like, and so like I kind of walked to the end of the table. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. And he's like, nice to meet you too. Take the picture. You know what I mean? Like, it was like very, but now I'm kind of getting, he just doesn't like, he doesn't want to be touched. He doesn't want to stand next to somebody. He doesn't want, so I kind of feel bad because I was like, well, that was stupid. But now I'm like, you got to get it. Like,
it's a true experience.
It really is. I felt so bad because we never ate. Sorry, it's TMI, but like we never got to eat because we left from here. It was in Georgia. It was 2.5 hours. We get there. We just never got to eat. So we're sitting there starving. And I was like, okay, I probably wouldn't have worried about the picture. Do all this.
Yeah.
That's probably why I hit him. But it was good. It was really very, very cool. It was a great experience. I think that's my second major, other than the things we do for Right Share, which is just as amazing. But I went and saw Bill Bryson, and that was at Greenville, the Peace Center. So that was huge.
Yeah.
But that was funny because he stood there and talked to us and like put his arms around, like, no, I don't know if it was that bad, but like, he actually signed the book and had conversation with you. But now I'm like, okay, I have to be understanding. So
I love author signings.
I know.
They're so fun. Until you do one with an author that you really, really love. Like, I don't think you realize how much it like means to you.
Yes, I know.
Like, and then you get to meet like someone you've like loved their writing for years, and you're just like, that was so cool.
Yeah. It's so neat. And it's funny because the very next day we went to see Teddy Swims in Charleston.
Oh, yeah.
And Charlotte, sorry, not Charleston. And I'm not very much, I go to concerts, but I'm not very much of a concert goer. Like, I don't want to be squished up against the fence.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that.
Girl, yes.
I hate it. And so I loved the concert, but I'm like, okay, that's the readings are more my thing than the concerts.
Yes.
But obviously both were fantastic. But anyway, so that's why we read Anxious People.
Yeah, well, I didn't read it.
No problem.
I bought it literally the day we talked about it. And then I was on such a bad streak of like bad book. And I just needed like to go back to my roots, to read a book that I knew I was going to love. And then I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Haven't read it yet.
Okay. We don't have to do,
So
if you are going to read it, if you do want to read it, don't feel like you have to.
This is what I want to share with you is that I actually enjoy spoilers. So I haven't watched, don't tell Andre, I haven't watched the second season of The Last of Us yet.
We just finished it.
I did too. I know everything in every single episode that happens.
Yeah.
So like, y'all talk about it. Yeah, I'll still watch it and I'll still enjoy it just as much. So please, fill it with spoilers.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay, so yeah, we've read it.
We did our homework.
A plus. To be fair, I listened to it, but that was the only way you were going to get me to read that book. And I liked, that was my first time ever reading anything by him, and I really liked his storytelling.
Oh, good.
I liked the, do you need,
Sorry, I feel like
more?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I liked the way the details were presented to people, where it was like, but this story isn't about that person. Mm-hmm. And then in the chapter, like, that was really fun. Yeah. It felt very quick paced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also, I'm a misogynist. I thought the robber was a man.
I know.
Me too.
I loved that.
Yeah.
I know.
Whoa.
Breaking news, the patriarchy exists within me.
Yep.
When it was like, it's a woman, I was like,
Yeah, that was
I loved that
I was
too.
like on a walk, and I was like, get out of here. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that part of it.
Good.
So I mean, I would read or listen to something else of his, and I don't know if it's like the same narrator every single time, but I just really enjoyed the audio narrator, which I have learning can make or break a book. But I think if that's his similar style of writing that he does in the other books, I would be interested in it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. Is that his style in other books?
So yes and no. The reason I love him is because it is so different. Mm-hmm. But and it's funny because I know I've said this before, at least I said it to you the one time we wrote, like, I actually had a hard time with this book, but I don't know if it was because I was so worried about you guys liking it.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean?
That's so real.
It is, you know what I mean? But it's anxious people, and it's
Yeah.
written a lot. Like, if you read his posts, if you follow him at all, if you ever want to, he writes like that in his posts. Like, he is a very anxious person. But his style, in the sense of just how funny he can be, or how heartwarming he can be, or honestly very, very serious, but also throwing in those like little quips of things that he does beautifully in everything he writes. But like, in my opinion, like, that was written so different than Beartown, or it was like Beartown just has this really great cadence to it. And then
Just like your daughter.
just like my daughter. You know what's funny though? Side note. I named her Cadence, and then fast forward, however many years in the office, and it just becomes this like buzzword, and I hear Cadence 5,000 times a day.
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
so now I'm saying it. But anyway, but a man called, I think it's Uva.
Obey or
I'm not really sure exactly. I think I heard them say it, but I'm honestly not sure. Also written very differently, but but in the same, like, I'm loving My Friends. That's the book that he was promoting. But it's that same, like, oh, that's so funny, and oh, stab me in the chest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's really, really good at stuff like that. So,
Okay. Yeah. Because it was a lot sillier
Yeah.
than I expected.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
a lot of the and it was like ridiculous silly, but I honestly usually do not like that. Mm-hmm. But I was in the mood for it.
Yeah.
So I loved it. Like, I had a really good time with it.
Good.
I got so irritated with the real estate agent.
Oh, I know. Me too. I know.
She was driving me up a wall, and I'm also like having to remind myself that I'm listening to it. So the narrator has chosen what that woman sounds like.
She was obnoxious.
She was the
worst.
worst.
She was the worst.
Obnoxious.
Yeah.
So like there were like I loved the just like, but this isn't that story, right? And then we change and we follow someone else, right? I love when we kind of like build the plot based off different characters. But it was so frustrating, like some of the things that were repetitive.
Yes.
And I mean, she was obviously, her whole point is to be repetitive. She was the worst.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think like where I gave it 3 stars, I think, which is like on my ranking system, a 3 is like
average.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't read it again.
Yeah.
If 4 or higher, there's a guarantee that I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why I think in my review, the reason why I said it was 3 was just because some of the characters just didn't resonate with me. But that's like me. That's not that's not a reflection on the writing itself. It's just my connection with the book.
Yep.
But I still like in general thought it was really entertaining, and then also like really heartwarming. Worming. Killing me. Before we started, I kept saying back flashes instead of flashbacks. Anyways.
Well, it's funny with the backflash.
But I thought that, like, in the very beginning when they're interviewing everybody, like they go through these different chapters of interviewing everybody, to figure out where the bank robber is. I'm like, God, everybody sucks. Like, all of these people are terrible. And then you do kind of realize at the end of the book, they're doing it intentionally. You know, and you're like, oh, okay.
That helped a lot.
But it really did. But it was getting through all that. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to hate this. Yeah. And I picked this book and they're going to hate it. But then you realize why they were doing it. And you're like, okay, this is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I like had to be like, kinder to the characters,
Yeah.
except for the realtor.
Yeah.
But like,
Yes.
or I guess it's technically realtor, whatever,
Realtor.
the realtor.
With an R trademark at the end. Yes, they're very specific about that.
Oh, are they really?
Yes,
This is like
so
a
stupid.
Well, the only reason why I know that it's pronounced realtor and not realtor, because I couldn't apparently phonetically pronounce that, is because I was watching the Santa Clarita Diet on Netflix one time, and
That
they were
was so
like,
funny.
"You're at like it's not realtor, it's realtor." Like there was like a
That's
whole
funny.
conversation around it, and I was like, "Is it?" Then I googled. It's REALTOR, realtor.
Realtor.
Anyways,
I feel like I'm not going to say it that
oh,
way.
I
No.
never will.
Yeah.
It's been years since I
like
learned
I'm
that
not
fact.
gonna do
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Like the old man, this is actually going back to the story now, but the older gentleman and his wife, just like the fact that
Roger?
Yeah.
Yes,
Roger.
yeah.
Good job.
I was like,
you.
come on, Roger. And then like towards the end, I was like, come on, Roger.
I know, yeah. But he is good at that. Like if you ever read A Man Called Ove, he's this like very, very curmudgeon-y old man in the beginning, and he's just miserable, and then you figure out why he is, and then he has this neighbor lady and her kids, and I read it years and years and years ago, but he's really good at that. He's really
Yeah.
good at like, then I understand why you are the way you are.
Yeah. That was I like sobbed at the end of this. I
Aw.
yeah. I loved it. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars, I gave it 4, was because the beginning was a little rough.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I hate all of these people. But it was hilarious. It was entertaining. I think, Lily, that word is good. Like, it was entertaining the first half. And then the second half, like I said, I was just in the mood, I guess, to read it. And it was so empathetic, and like all of these people in different parts of life, like coming together to support each other. And I was in the mood for it.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, life is beautiful and people are beautiful.
Yeah.
So
I love that so much. The second half was a lot better than
It
the
was,
first,
yeah.
but I think it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
Right.
It's supposed to,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very, very happy you guys liked it.
Did you watch the TV show on Netflix?
Is it a show?
Yeah,
Or-
don't do it.
oh.
I watched the preview and I was like, no more.
There is a TV show.
Isn't it going to be a movie, and that's
it
what they're
is.
casting for? I didn't even realize it was a show.
It's on Netflix, and I think it was like produced by like Netflix in Sweden, because I think it's a Netflix
Oh.
original, but it's in all Swedish.
Okay. That's
So like
how
you
Bear
c-
Town was. Yeah.
yeah. So you can either like watch it and read with the subtitles, or have it dubbed. It was interesting. I was like, oh, I really enjoyed, like by the end of the book, I was like, oh, I want to see this visually played out, because this was before one of you guys said it was being made into a movie. I can't remember who it was, but this was before I knew that. So I was like, oh, let me watch this TV show, and 10 minutes in, I turned that off. I said, I didn't even just turn it off. I said, remove from watch list.
Yeah,
I
just
literally was
cleaning
like,
up.
do not give me more rec, please.
Know that I do
That's
not
funny.
want this.
And I don't want to sound like an uncultured swine. I have and will continue to watch shows in other languages. It was the show.
That
It looked
show.
pretty, like they really went for the goofy vibe.
Yeah, it
is
was
what
so
looked
weird.
like. Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
funny.
very excited to watch the movie, and we should all go see it
We
together.
should definitely do
Yeah.
that.
I will read it before we go see it.
Yay!
I will. Okay, so let's do a little. How would we all felt about Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the second prequel for The Hunger Games? I can tell you right now, none of us gave it 5 stars.
Oh, I thought Lily did.
Lily did.
I can tell you right now, one of us gave
me-
it 5 stars.
Let me, because I know I have to fucking defend this.
Yeah.
Let me pull up my Goodreads review so I can remember my talking points.
It was a good review, I will say.
Lily
Good
has
review.
good reviews.
No, I
Yeah, she
saw
does.
Casey, like after she finished it, and she goes, "I really liked your review. I did not like the book." And I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
I stand by that.
Anyways, why don't I feel like you guys just
You
tell
know
me
what?
what you didn't
No,
love, and
wait.
then I'll defend it at the end.
So real quick, because last night, like, I compare my reviews to Lily's, which mine go like, hee hee, I had fun, and like, lol, this sucked, I hated that character, and then Lily's like, let me give you a dissertation, and I'm like, God, so good.
I don't even write reviews. I just star things. I've never written anything.
Okay, so my thoughts were that, my God, these dogs are. I said they were in good. Yeah.
We told you it was too soon.
So, anyways, first of all, like, Haymitch as a character, I enjoyed older Haymitch way more. Young Haymitch is just kind of like
A dud.
a total dud. And this is like a total pet peeve that this is obviously is a personal problem. I just don't like his use of like sweetheart,
Oh,
you know?
Well, also
That's
he
too
was 16, right? And they were talking to each other like they were 80.
Yes.
She wasn't his love interest. I can't even remember her name. Dove something, or is that Silver?
Lenore.
I don't know.
I don't know how
Lenore
you could
Dove.
forget.
Lenore
It's
Dove.
literally
It's
Edgar Allan
every
Poe.
other freaking sentence.
she
And I'm
was
like, if
on
I have to
page-
say Lenora Dove one more time.
Yeah, but she was only on page for like the very beginning or end of it. I was just like, I don't even care about her. I think the only character I did like was the one they were like drugging. Yeah, Lulu was funny. I was like, yeah, that girl's got blood in her brain.
We're not reading the same book.
Those are my thoughts. Thank you for listening. Next.
Do you want to go next?
Sure. So I just read, I always forget the name. What's the one before it?
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So I had not read that one. Y'all all had before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I read it right before this one. Loved it. Gave it 5 stars. Loved Snow. Thought it was super interesting because we know Snow as evil guy and we get the story of him becoming evil, but we kind of like relate to him a little bit. In this one, we know Haymitch is a sad boy. And the whole story is like, oh yeah, here's why. And that's it.
True.
Like, there was no, I didn't feel like it added anything. I didn't come away with it like, you know what, I really understand him more now. Or like, I really needed that story.
Or like, it gave us nothing fresh.
And
it was
nothing
like,
fresh.
Here's Katniss's games.
Here's another Hunger Games that you've kind of seen before. Here's characters that you already know everything that happens. And hey, Snow's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it.
I felt like the epilogue was the best part.
Epilogue was good.
Yeah, tying everything together.
And I really hope that we get Josh and Woody and I know them. Josh, Woody, and Jennifer.
Jenny.
Realtor. Backlash. Anyways, for the movie. Michelle.
I'm in the same boat. I felt like it was Snow's story combined with Katniss's story, and that was it. Really, really drove me insane. Lenore and Dove and him drove me insane. The way they spoke to each other, even I'm just gonna, because I'm in this thought. The fact that she like wore her mother's dress or like the Covey's first, like, it was like a 50-year difference, and just because you're related to somebody doesn't mean you were exactly that person. And it was like literally the exact same person. Yeah, I did not like Haymitch at all as a character at all. Like, I was like, you're so boring. It just felt very, very flat. The person I liked was his arch nemesis, Maisley. I liked her.
She was a good
the only
character.
one I could remember the name of.
Yeah. I'm either like extremely desensitized or just, like losing my empathy or whatever, because
you are.
Yeah, I know. Because even the chick with the blood in her brain, I was just like, this is annoying. I'm sorry, I'm being a terrible person, but I was like, nothing about this was entertaining for me. So sorry.
Yeah, we needed to kill more 12-year-olds, I think.
Yeah, that would have made it more enjoyable.
Yeah,
I know, but
all of them die, but Haymitch.
More death.
But we didn't see. It was literally like him in a field by himself, and then like
someone got literally like eaten by wild squirrels, and that's not enough for you guys.
No.
His innards were outers. That's not enough for you guys.
Well, I guess whenever, like, because it is all the Hunger Games, so it's like, I said this to Casey.
His skeleton was exposed because squirrels ate everything off of him while he was alive.
Yeah. Okay.
But I said to Casey, I would have loved a careers version. Like somebody that was like,
show us their training.
Show us they're battling with the fact that the fucking Capitol is terrible people, but this is what I grew up on, so they're gonna fight themselves. We knew he was gonna go in there and try to do something.
Why didn't you have a conversation with Suzanne Collins?
It's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Call me, Suzanne.
Call me. Hey, Suzanne, if you're watching this. All right, Lily, give us the positives.
Sorry, now that you hate all of us.
No, I mean, I agree with, like, honestly, like, and this isn't just, like, sugarcoating things. Like, yeah, I did think that, like, Haymitch's story was just a vessel for Katniss's. But I also think that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
She said, like, she said multiple times that she would only ever write a book if there was something to say. This book isn't for the Hunger Games. It's for this current political climate.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. This book is like a big, like, fuck you, Donald Trump.
Yeah. It's how the media twist things. It's intended for people to consume and be woken up about potentially current political climates, right? So like if you like, I thought that's what it was written for. And yes, it's in the world of the Hunger Games, but you could also like argue the other books, like Katniss's book, was also a commentary about probably the time that it was published and everything like that. So the actual Hunger Games portion of the book, I didn't really care about because, it was just him kind of hiding for most of it and trying to plot because of like Plutarch and Beatty and everything like that. Which was interesting because it's really the only time that we've seen a Hunger Games from a character who doesn't fight. Because I guess technically in Songbirds and Snakes, she didn't fight either, really, but it wasn't from her point of view. We were watching Snow watch her do that, Lucy Gray. So like, this is the first time we're seeing, so the Hunger Games are going to fall flat because he's not a fighter. But like, he got roped into that Hunger Games. He wasn't even reaped.
Yeah.
So
I did like that.
Yeah.
I did
That's
like
sad.
that was a different way of doing it.
I just think they weren't hungry enough.
Who wasn't hungry enough?
The squirrels.
Oh my God. I just like, I thought it was done well for the purpose that it was done for.
Yes, but she could have had an entertaining story and
True.
still accomplished that purpose.
True.
I thought it was entertaining though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really care for Lenore Dove. Like, that was not interesting to me at all.
Yeah.
When she died, I was like, okay. But I mean, I knew that was going to happen. I was more like sad that he arrives home and his house is burned and his family was in there.
Worse.
That
That totally sucks.
Yeah. But I think, like, really, truly, the purpose of this story was to connect to Katniss's story, like, in terms of the Hunger Games world.
Yeah.
But then it was also supposed to connect to our current climate.
Yeah,
so, like,
definitely got
I
that.
enjoyed it because I was like, well, this is so obviously, like, you said a fuck you. And that was, like, kind of ballsy for someone to do, like, and gear it towards children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still thought, like, a lot of the shit that Snow puts them through is fucked up. Like, fucking Lulu is crazy to me.
Yes.
She's a zombie that doesn't eat flesh.
Well.
And she's being tortured.
Yeah.
And they are all being tortured because they now have to care for someone. Like, that is just a psychological warfare.
Yeah.
I love how fucked up Suzanne Collins' brain is when it comes to torturing children. But this one was not physical torture. It was all mental torture. And so I thought that was what was interesting about it. Because from the jump, he's being mentally tortured with his family. Like, with Plutarch being like, if you give us what we want, we won't kill your family in front of you. Like, it's not a physical thing. It's talking more about what Katniss goes through in Mockingjay. With having PETA be her mental torture.
Yeah.
And I really loved that aspect of Mockingjay. So, like, to be able to get that as that's the torture he goes through, I thought that was interesting. And different from
I can get on that.
the other stuff, kind of, even though she kind of, like I said, Katniss kind of goes through it. So I thought it was good. I gave it a 5-star, not necessarily because, like, I do still, like I said, I agree with the things that you guys point out. The sweetheart thing, that was in service to the fact that she was connecting that Lulu is Katniss. You know what I mean? Like, she's doing a lot in service of Katniss's story, which is fine. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I like that. Show me Beatty. Show me, like, young Wirus. Like, I really enjoy that stuff too. But I, like, overall, like, that wasn't enough for me to not say, like, I mean, I still cried at the end. I, like, was really disturbed reading it. I think I gave it a 5 based on the reading experience I had versus the book itself.
That makes sense.
So that's all.
Absolutely makes sense.
We'll go see that one in theaters as well.
Heck yeah, I can't wait.
Okay.
The casting,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Give the casting director, do casting directors get Oscars?
Oh,
And
they
that's
should.
wrong
For
if they
pulling
don't.
together a good cast. You're absolutely right.
I don't know. We should nominate them.
Anyways, they should be because it's phenomenal. It looks really good so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but the cast looks great.
Yeah. Okay, I thought of one more thing when you said reading the ending. I hated the writing of the ending with all of the songs.
Oh my God, I
yeah.
skipped over.
Wait, what do you mean all of the songs?
All
I
of
skipped
them.
over
Like
songs
the
too.
Hold on, I
Annabelle Lee.
He's singing, and I was like, okay, what's actually happening?
Also
And then there's
kissing.
like a whole page of a song, and I was trying to read it, but it made no
Yeah, I
sense.
skipped it.
I skip a lot of stuff.
I feel no
Yeah.
shame when I
Lost it.
skip that
Clearly,
stuff
I
in
don't even remember what
stories.
you're talking about.
Yeah, I tried for the first page. I was like, I'm gonna try to like figure out what this means.
No.
Like, I
Oh,
don't
just
know.
like, you just didn't like how often they repeated that poem.
I guess I'm pretty dense when it comes to poetry.
It was
Oh.
it was the Annabelle Lee poem, right?
No, it was.
Was it not?
No, because her name would have been Annabelle Lee. No
Swear to
offense.
God.
No offense. That's a long time ago. On a land by a sea, there lived a woman named Annabelle Lee. That's a different one.
Oh.
Lenora Dove is Nevermore. Quoth the Raven, Nevermore.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Either
poetry
way,
person
so
either.
I clearly skipped it.
But like also part of the reason why I really like this is, I don't know, like in the wintertime, I don't know if it was end of last year or earlier this year, I can't remember, but it was cold out. They were having like a Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy, and it's wrapped around her leg.
Yep.
There we go. There was an Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy where basically actors performed famous Edgar Allan Poe
Oh, that's cool.
poems. Amazing.
I would love that. I'm not a poetry
That
person, but that would be cool.
leave the art there.
Oh, and they gave you drinks based on the what's it called? Anyways,
Oh, that's fun.
really cool. If they ever do that again, 10 out of 10 would recommend you guys go. But we went, and the person who performed, is the poem called Nevermore? Is it called? No, it's called The Raven. The way that person did it. Oh my God, it was so like bone chillingly good that whenever that part came up, I was just reminded of his performance, and I was like,
Oh, there you go.
snaps for that man. But no, like, yeah, it's not a song. It's just the Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like in their history, if it got rewritten as that is a song. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But it's literally, the first time I heard it, I was like, what song is this? And then the second time I was like, this is the Raven. I was like, is this a song? Like I had to like, I was being gaslit by that book because I thought for a second there that
really
had been
was.
made into a song. And I was like, no, this is just the whole fucking poem.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm thinking about your comments about like heartbreaking and like I really feel like I almost need a detox because I feel like none of this stuff bothers me anymore, and I probably should. Like, I
Well,
don't know.
to be fair, I don't read sad shit
Yeah.
often. like, Michelle's like,
this
it
is
always
an
has a
easy
happy
day.
ever
No, like,
after.
I know, but like even the stuff that we watch, and this is probably going way too much into this, but like, you know, like watching The Boys. Like I remember when I first started watching The Boys. If anybody's watched it, it's gruesome as fuck. Like it's super super gruesome. And I remember being shocked, and now I'm like, eh. And then like I watch other things, I'm like, oh, its arm just got tore off. It's like stubbing a toe. Like I really need to desensitize or resensitize myself. Yeah.
Although watching things is easier for me to like
Yeah.
not care about versus reading, and it's like in the perspective of the person. So like I don't know. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be too concerned.
Oh wow.
My non-professional opinion is don't worry about it.
Thanks.
That's so funny. For me, it's different. I close my eyes. Andre, tell me when it's over.
Oh really?
Tell me when it's over. Yeah, I can't watch anything bad.
Oh.
Like, especially, yeah. Like even we were watching Mickey 17. They were like torturing that little alien bug, and I was like,
that-
I had to
okay.
skip that entire thing.
Because that is sad
I
as
was
fuck.
so
I
sad.
have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Mickey 17 is so good.
I-
Wait, isn't this the only thing I know
Robert
about this?
Pattinson.
Is
Robert
one
Pattinson.
of my friends sends me jokes about macarons are not a sin, and I don't know what it means. But is that
I
in
don't
the movie?
remember that.
I don't remember that either.
Okay, he sends me that like little GIF all the time, and I'm like, okay, still haven't seen this movie.
You watched it more
watch it.
recently than I did, so I
I
don't
literally
know.
watched it this weekend. And I don't remember.
Okay, maybe he made it up. I don't know.
It's
I'll watch
it's
it.
based off of a book,
Okay.
which
It's
I
real-
didn't know
you
about
would like
until
it.
after
You
I
really would.
until
John would
after I
like it.
watched it,
I'll
and it
watch
was
it.
like based on the book, Mickey 17. But basically, it's like in an alternate universe where people. It is crazy.
It's
the same guy
crazy.
who directed. Sorry, that sounded like I was saying the same guy who directed the movie It. The same
That's
guy
what
who
I thought,
directed
yeah.
Mickey 17. The same guy who directed Mickey 17 wrote and directed Parasite.
Okay.
Okay, so you have
Yeah.
to think about that sort of mindset. Granted, like I think he just directed this. I don't know if he wrote it, and also it's based off of a source material. But in this world, they have figured out how to like basically like clone someone, 3D print them, and they
And like keep all their memories.
keep
too.
all their memories like on a hard drive that gets inputted into Mickey. There are 17 versions of him. He has died and come alive because they are moving to a more inhabitable planet situation. And they need a test dummy to see what's going to kill him.
Okay.
It's pretty.
Interesting.
It's like the coolest concept. It's bizarro.
It's
cool.
so weird. It is kind of grotesque. because like you're thinking about like when he just comes out of the printer.
He just flops. He flops out of a 3D printer.
But
Okay,
Robert
like
Pattinson, not to give too much away, he plays 2 different Mickeys, and it's very interesting. And he had like this man.
He's beautiful.
He is a chameleon.
I was reading something on Reddit because I read Reddit. Screw it, whatever. And people were like, he was way too handsome to play that role. And I don't
agree.
I don't agree at all. He could he was Mickey.
Yeah,
he just was.
I was not watching this going, oh my god,
No.
I'm attracted to Robert Pattinson.
No.
I'm going, this guy is fucking weird, and Robert Pattinson is killing it. I was not looking at his attractiveness. It's always
totally
in the back
agree.
of my mind.
Obviously.
But I was not. I mean, this man, okay, he was Edward, and now he's Mickey. He's done so many things.
He is a good actor.
He's so good.
Yeah, he is,
I think like this movie does a really good representation of him as an actor.
I couldn't agree more.
Like the fact that he hasn't been nominated for something yet is crazy to me. Like a big award, maybe this one. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like,
Is it newer?
yeah, it came out this year, right?
Oh,
I think so.
awesome.
I went and took myself to it because I'll watch anything with Robert Pattinson in it.
Oh
And
my gosh, never go to a movie by yourself. Always.
Oh, okay.
Invite me. I love movies.
I'll let you know. I'm like, no one likes. I didn't know if anyone would want to go see a movie where Robert Pattinson gets 3D printed. Like
time.
multiple times, but I'll let you know. Yeah, that's good to know.
Okay, do we want to talk because we don't have to talk about Silver Elite or Big Beautiful Life, which now I keep wanting to call Great Big Beautiful Bill. Andre just got a haircut for the wedding. He looks so handsome. Oh.
Keep it in your pants. We're all here.
Oh my god. Okay. What do y'all want? Do you want to talk about what we're reading, or
That's fine with me.
yeah? I just want to know.
We're at 38 minutes.
Okay. Let's just chat about. Oh, Bella, I'm gonna have to cut that out. Gosh, making me do my editing hard work. Let's talk about what we're reading, what we have on our TBRs. Would just like to kind of get a feel about what's happening in our
Michelle,
lives.
you start.
So I started My Friends.
Oh,
It
right.
was really, really good.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's actually really good, and it's. I think it's made me laugh a few times. It's made me tear up a few times. I'm not even halfway through. So I really like it, and I like the way he's writing it, or he wrote it. And then my next up is The Huntress, who is the same person who wrote.
I've seen that.
I think it's another World War II book. I
Okay,
think.
yeah.
And I can't remember. Anyway, I know I've read something of hers. It's my sister's book, and I've had it for years.
Yeah.
And then she was here this past weekend, and I went to give it back, and I'm like, I know I'm gonna like it, but I just was inundated at one point in my life in freaking World War II. Kate Quinn, World War II books, and she's like, yeah, I know, but I was like, but I know I like her. Like I know I liked what I've read of hers, and she's like, just keep it. So I was like, okay, I'll just read it. I'll read it. So I'm supposed to take it with me to the trip, and I was gonna take.
Great Big Beautiful Life.
But I think I'm going to pass on that one. So I'll read this, The Huntress, and then we'll see. So yeah.
I just started Blood Over Brighthaven because both Casey and Michelle read it and gave it 5 smackers. And then I have this book called 6 Days in Bombay because honestly, I told them that I bought it because of the cover. It has a beautiful, beautiful woman on it. But also, like, I want to read about Bombay. Like, that's cool. I want to, like, every book that I've been reading recently is just like, well, it's, a rom-com in America, or it's a fantasy world or a dystopian world. But I'm like, I've never, like, gone across the sea to Bombay. That sounds cool. So I want to read that as well. And then my mood changes so frequently that it's hard to predict what I will pick up after that. Right now I'm thinking, like, I'll need a Nally Hazelwood. So
This one just came out.
I know.
I
We'll
just got
see.
it in the mail today.
We'll see. Oh, is that all? Is that next on your list?
Well, it was in my book swap with my friend that we do every month. We just both kind of decided we really wanted to read that book, so that's our June book.
Nice.
So we both sent it to each other as a surprise.
Aw.
We both got it today.
So cute.
So, yeah, but that one is 2 books that I'm going to read from now. The next one I'm reading is The Night and the Moth.
Oh, Rachel
which
Gillig.
I'm so excited about. I know absolutely nothing about
Yeah.
it, and I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to go in totally blind. I got the Barnes & Noble, like, sprayed edge version. It's so pretty. pretty.
Casey
It's
loves a good spray
Oh my
tan.
gosh, I'm a sucker for it. Yeah, it's really a problem. But it's so pretty. And the books are yours. Like, have you looked on the inside of your books that you
No.
have? So these are like, it almost has like old, like when you were a kid and you had like fairy tale books, like the thick white page, like they're stark white pages.
That's not what these are.
This book is beautiful. I'll have to bring it next time and you'll look at it.
Show and tell.
So I'm super excited for that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Can I like jump back one book?
Go
because
for
I just
it.
want to like
Hell
everyone
yeah.
should listen, and I do mean listen to Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary.
By Andy Weir. It is so good, and I really think that people should listen to it. It's a sci-fi book, and my friend had been wanting me to read it for a while. It is just so sweet, and I really, really enjoyed it. And it's being made into a movie, like I think next year, with Ryan Gosling as the main actor.
I can see that.
I could
love
too.
him.
Yeah.
It has humor. It's really heartfelt. Like I cried. It was so funny. I had never read a sci-fi book before, so I was like, I went in with no expectations other than my friend saying it was like one of her favorite books. And it was really good. So
Just a comment, because that's what I absolutely love that book, and we read it for my book club. Gosh, now probably 5 years ago, maybe. So I'm just echoing your review because it's awesome. And
It's
if
good.
anybody who's our 5 listeners have read or watched The Martian, it's the same writer, and that is just as good. So if you liked that, because he's super scientific, but you get it. Like he writes it in a way that you're like, oh yeah, I'm so smart.
I understood half of the words in this book, and yet I understood
But you get it,
the
yeah.
book.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was also like he would go on this long tangent. This math, blah, quantum physics. Doesn't matter why. This was what needs to happen.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
he's so
I
funny
believe
about
you.
it. Yeah,
This is what needs to happen. Sure. Gravity. It was good. I am going to read The Battle of the Bookstores, which is a book Casey talked to me about. It comes out next Tuesday. I have like an advanced reader's copy of it, and I need to like review it so my score doesn't go down on NetGalley. It also sounds good. It's like a You've Got Mail sort of situation. Cool. And then I have another arc that doesn't come out until later, but I'm very excited for it. It sounds like Love, which is the Ashley Poston book.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so those are probably going to be the next.
Girl.
Those are probably going to be the next two if I can hold off on not reading the Allie Hazelwood book, which like it's killing me that it's on my bookshelf, and I'm like, but the book comes out on Tuesday. Realistically, I could finish Allie Hazelwood tonight.
I feel like
if
that was
stay
like
up long enough,
quick
if I
read.
stay up long enough, I could finish it tonight.
We could
Start
all
and
read
finish
it tonight.
Yeah. So
Gosh.
we'll see. My goal is to read the 2 arcs just because like I want to be able to give the feedback to it on the website. But like I love Allie, so I will probably want to read that too. And then those are the top 3 that I've got going on.
I have logged into NetGalley. Like I made an account, and I've never even looked at it, and I want to so bad. It's like one of those things I just really want to get into and start reading stuff and start doing stuff in that. Move.
I love it.
I have
It's
too many
actually
books
very
on my
easy to use.
TBR to
I know.
even try.
I like the last month or 2 made an account because you were just getting so many, and I was like, I have to do this, and I got 1 arc, and then I was like, I don't have time to read this.
Yeah.
Like, I want to read other books.
Yeah.
And I'm sure now, like, so
Yep,
I didn't read
now
it.
you have a
and
bad
it came
score.
out, and now they're like, we're not going to give you anything else. So.
Yeah,
But it's okay.
No, they probably will. It's just like the only reason why I'm not reading all the reason why I'm prioritizing these is just because like I need to know if I want to buy it.
Well, it's your
yeah.
That's
it's your
literally
business.
that's truly why I'm prioritizing the one that comes out on Tuesday over the Allie Hazelwood book. That's truly all it is. Like if I didn't have this, I wouldn't have a NetGalley account. You know what I mean? So, but it's
cool though.
Yeah, I'm just really excited about like I could have read it like much sooner, but I've had the Ashley Poston one for a few months. But I was like, I want to do it as it gets closer, so don't forget it. Yeah.
Speaking of books that are coming out, everybody pre-ordered Doll Parts by Penny
Yes.
Zhang, coming out August 26th, or if in the UK, July 31st.
Oh, it comes out earlier.
Way
Yeah.
earlier in the UK. It's
know.
crazy. Yeah, I don't know why. I did want to announce some other things before we wrapped, which is if you are a Greenville local and you're a writer, come to WriteShare's summer camp July 11th and 12th. We'll leave a link in the show notes if you're interested and want to sign up. If you love sweets, shop Casey's Macaron shop, available in singles, half dozens, and dozens. If you like books, obviously you like books. Buy a book from Swoon Booksellers. Pop-ups most weekends. If you like hearing people talk about books, listen to the Talking All Things Books Instagram by Michelle. She posts quick and digestible reels for all to enjoy. And if you like husband and wife duos, listen to the My Fantasy Husband podcast, where Casey and husband Matt talk about fantasy books, including Fourth Wing, the ACOTAR series, and who knows what's next. And I didn't mean ACOTAR. I meant Throne of Glass.
Okay,
maybe ACOTAR is next. Whew, I think that's it.
You'd really,
Wow.
that was a
That
good
was
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. That's all I've got to say.
I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Next time we meet, Gigi will be a married woman.
A married woman.
You will see 2 bands on this finger, not 1, but 2.
Whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Wow.
Yep. So, with all that being said, we'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.